Hello.
Hi, guys.
All right, today we are talking about things that we find in garage sales. Probably a whole lot more now. And the garage sale season is going big, but here's the thing. We notice garage sales here, May and June do really, really good. June, July, they kind of peter out. And then August and September, the end of August, September and the beginning of October, they do really well again. I'm frozen, so I can't tell. And so right now, while it's in between time, yeah, that's good, Mike. We are going to give you some things that normal people wouldn't buy at garage sales, but that we buy all the time.
Or thrift stores, too.
No, we're talking about garage sales.
Oh, just garage sales.
We're talking about garage sales. It's garage sale season.
Okay.
We're talking about garage sales.
I didn't know. Didn't get the memo.
But you could find all these things at those places, too.
That's what I just said.
Band-Aids and bandages.
Oh.
Everybody's like, ooh, that's gross. Guys, they're in a sealed package.
Yeah.
And even if the box has been opened, if the bandages are still sealed, I buy them. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like, if a mouse had eaten through or something and all the bandages were ripped to shreds, of course I wouldn't use them. But they're still sealed. Mm-hmm. They're still sterile. And I got about $45 worth of bandages and tape for $2 the other day. So that was pretty darn tootin' good, even if I do say so myself. So anything first 80 like that. I've gotten burn spray. I've gotten unopened Neosporin for 50 cents. I have gotten Q-tips and all the, well, that's kind of in the Bath and Beauty that we're going to talk about. But a lot of the first aid stuff, I know, the cotton balls and swabs, or not swabs, but the nail things that you can use for acne stuff and all that. I've gotten those there too. Unopened, unsealed, or totally sealed. So I've gotten some of those. Mm-hmm. The next one is hair products. I just got a $15 bottle of hair product for 25 cents, and it's 3/4 full. But I'm using it on my hair. It's not like hair stuff has to be
that will give you germs or anything. But also,
sterile,
if you need to take baby steps, buy that to use on your dog or something like that. You can always do that, if you don't want to use it on yourself. But shampoo is soap. So,
what other hair products? I've got mousse, hairspray, curl stuff. Now that I've got a perm, I've gotten hair curlers. Now, some people may say, "Oh, that's gross," but I inspected them. There was no cooties on there. You can see lice, guys, if there's lice.
And you can put them in boiling water.
You can sterilize it
in boiling water.
You can put rubbing alcohol on it if you're worried about it. Let's see. Oh,
but you
headbands.
You can get some of this stuff that's not opened.
Yeah, lots of new stuff.
A lot of it.
Yeah,
you've got
like
tons.
Probably 90% of the stuff that we get is not
open. Yeah,
it's totally brand new.
Yeah,
and the best things for garage sales for like that would be estate sales. When grandma has gone to the big hair salon in heaven and she can't take her supplies with her. So the estate sales are really a good thing to find those. Okay. Mike was wondering how many of you buy these things at garage sales. We're kind of curious. Type 1 if you do. Type 2 if you would never, ever buy a Band-Aid at a garage sale. I'm curious. I've just done it all the time, so it doesn't even make me question it. So, cleaning products.
Oh, yeah.
OxyClean, Borax, laundry detergent. Oh, my goodness.
Comet,
window cleaner.
Dow bathroom cleaner.
The big jugs of sanitizing. One time we went to a garage sale and it was one of our first ones here actually. Mm-hmm. And it was a cleaning company going out of business. And I almost started another YouTube channel there because they had a rug cleaner. And I love watching those rug cleaner channels. And I told Mike he should start a rug cleaning YouTube channel.
He didn't jump on board on that one real fast. Yeah. He was hesitant in that brilliant idea.
He would be good at that.
Mm-hmm.
All of our cleaning products, especially disinfectants and stuff like that. Now, here's the thing. This isn't really the topic of the show. Oh, yeah, everybody says they would. All right. Good
Way to go, guys.
This isn't really the topic of today's show, but with all the crazy going on, I would definitely make sure that you're getting stocked up at least on disinfectants and stuff like that. You never know when the next thing going around is going to go around.
Should I tell them what they said about Grandma today?
Yeah, you can.
I'm trying to think, okay, do they know something I don't know? My mom's in an assisted living, and I got an email from them today saying that they're going to buy everybody a duffel bag, and they want us to fill it up with emergency supplies like clothing, toiletries, and different things like that. Get this duffel bag filled up. And I'm thinking, do they know something we don't know? Because she's been there for a while, and they've never said anything like this. So I'm
why
wondering,
are they having Grandma pack up a bug out bag?
That's what I'm wondering. So, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt to stockpile a few things now, just until we get over things that are going on the next 6 months or so, and get past that a little bit and see what's happening.
We're past the point of no return now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just for the emergency stuff, we really need to have something because you don't know.
Fertilizers, weed killers.
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
All my gardening stuff. I buy 90% of my garden chemicals. If they're half full, I get them. If you guys know what preen is, you put it on before the garden season starts, and it keeps all the weed seeds from coming up, so you don't have to spray so much. So like we have a ton of rock around here. I found, can't remember if it's $30 or $40. I think it was $30 worth of preen for $2. I mean, even you can't get better than
things
that.
Like for your house plants, the fertilizer for your house plants and stuff like that.
I don't know that I've had to pay full price for Miracle Grow for a really, really long time. I don't know. Katie wants to know, what is Dow bathroom cleaner?
It's a spray foam that you can put on like your shower, and it clings to the side. The foam does, and it just cleans the scum off of your bathroom real easy. It's bubbles. Yeah, scrubbing bubbles. Scrubbing bubbles is what it's called.
Yeah. Remember the commercial, scrubbing bubbles? The majority of our people are old enough, they should know that commercial.
Yeah.
Paints. Spray paint, chalk paint,
strippers,
paint stripper,
stains for deck stains,
mineral spirits. I got a huge thing, $20 worth of mineral spirits for $1. I got spray paint I paid $1 for this one can the other day, only because I needed the can. But normally we pay about 25 cents to 50 cents for a can of spray paint. So that's all super cheap.
Oils and Freon that goes in, or not.
And the antifreeze.
Yeah. I mean, that you put in the car. Yeah. All the liquids for cars.
All of those. And along with the chemical-y type stuff, bleach. Oh my word. I had a cow. Oh, did I have a cow today?
How expensive it is now.
$6. I haven't had to restock my bleach. Well, Poopageddon at Memorial Day happened again this morning, and our basement was filled with poop water again. And we ran out of bleach. I hadn't restocked it since the Memorial Day Poop Fest 2024. And I went to get bleach. The last time I bought bleach, it was $1 a gallon.
Oh, no.
$6.15 for the Walmart brand. So if you guys find stuff like bleach, if it's not expired, now bleach will only go about 6 months past the expiration date.
So
it does
that's
break
one,
down.
Yeah, that's one thing you want to check the expiration date on.
So you can't, but if you open it up and it still smells like bleach, it's fine. And if you're really worried about it, use just a little bit more. But when I went today, after I freaked out about that, I was like, okay, how much is pool cleaner? Because I thought maybe that'll be cheaper. Pool cleaner was, I think it was $20 or $22 a gallon for 10% bleach. The Walmart gallon was 7.5% for $6. Not even a comparison. So if you got a pool, don't even buy the pool stuff. Just go get Clorox or bleach, and you'll just have to use an extra gallon or 3 or 4 or 10, depending on how big your pool is. But
it'd still be cheaper.
It'd still be cheaper than pool bleach.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I did not check. Our Walmart is clearancing out all the summer stuff. So I didn't see any of the, I think they're like a tablet, I guess, maybe. I guess, is that what you would call the little round discs of bleach? What would you call the round discs of bleach? Tablets?
Tablet. Yeah. Tablets.
Yeah, I guess tablets. Okay.
Tablets.
Yeah, bleach tablets. I did not check to see if they had any of those, but pretty much all the summer stuff was almost gone. They only had like not even a half a row of garden chemicals left.
Oh, no, I was going to get weed killer.
Well, you better go check, because I don't know if they're going to have much. And it might be on clearance anyway in a week or two. Candles. Back to the whole prepping thing. Candles, more candles. Lotions.
Oh, yeah.
If they're brand new, I guess maybe I wouldn't use
I probably wouldn't use it if they're opened ones.
But a brand new one, I don't have a problem with.
I didn't have a way of checking this. I don't know if you've got it on the list, but nail polish. I probably wouldn't
I wouldn't get nail polish.
I wouldn't get used nail polish.
I wouldn't get used makeup. Now, new makeup you can.
Yeah, new makeup, if it's in the package, I get it. But I wouldn't use the nail polish or open makeup. Now, if the polish looks like it's got a wrapper around it or it's never been opened, then I will get it. But no.
Yeah, somebody's talking about the bleach tablets here. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Shampoo, conditioner. I don't have a problem using that. I mean, I guess maybe I should, but
although
I'm like, you're washing your hair.
You have enough. I find enough of them that haven't been opened that I usually don't have to buy the unopened stuff. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Stacy says you can sterilize open makeup. That's true. You can.
You can.
But I don't.
Especially,
it's worth it.
Yeah,
but
it's not, because I find some that's not a lot that's been not open. So
bye, Amazing Grace. Soap. Oh my goodness, I find hand soap all the time
wrapped in the packages.
And even if it's a half bottle, if it's 25 cents or 50 cents for hand soap, I'll get it even if it's a half a bottle. I'm like, it's soap.
Yeah, and once again,
if they're using soap, they're probably cleanly.
If you don't want to use it on your body, you use soap to wash things outside, something. You can use it that way if you want to do, just one step more careful.
Yeah. Wax paper, plastic wrap, zip top baggies, bread baggies. I've gotten specialty bread baggies. Somebody used to bake bread. They had a bakery or something. All of those are...
And even like Tara got me a big thing of plastic wrap, huge thing. And it had been opened, but all that I did was just roll off the a few length of it, and then it was perfectly fine to use. And I've had it for about 8 years now. How much did you pay for that? Do you remember?
That great. Oh, it was like $1.
I thought you said 50 cents or $1.
Yeah, it wasn't very much.
And it was huge, big around. I mean, it was huge. And I've had that for at least 8 years. I use it all the time. And I still have half a roll of it. So, some of these things you need to check into because they're pretty good buys. And I haven't died of any weird germ stuff or anything from it so far.
Not yet. Well, you keep saying you're having stomach issues, so there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
From the plastic wrap you used 10 years ago.
Yeah.
was trying to see on these bleach tablets, back to that, what the percentage of bleach in it is. It says it's not used for disinfecting or anything.
What's it used
but
for?
I know.
What would you use a bleach tablet if it's not used
One
for
tablet,
disinfecting?
one tablet. Okay. One tablet mixed with a half a cup of water is equal to what? One tablet mixed with a half a cup of water is equal to a half a cup of standard liquid bleach. Well, half a cup's only like that much. That's not a very good deal. I mean, it'd be good for storage, but used for laundry, washing machine cleaning, commercial cleaning, tankless toilet cleaning, glassware cleaning, toy cleaning, and hard surface cleaning, but it's not used for disinfecting or sanitizing.
It's just for cleaning. Be careful on your cleaning products, guys. That's why I don't use Barkeeper's Friend, but I use Comet. Barkeeper's Friend does not disinfect at all. It's an acid.
Oh, thanks, Mom. You just made our comments go berserk. I appreciate that.
But you've got
Good job, Mom. Good job.
Like Tara just looked this up. You have to look at this stuff because people are using cleaning products thinking they're really worried about germs and stuff, and they're using this stuff that doesn't have any doesn't do any disinfecting, you know. So make sure, and sometimes they'll do disinfecting, but you've got to read the label because it says you have to leave it on there for 10 minutes to set, otherwise to disinfect. So you got to know your product. Don't just buy something because everybody loves it and they think it's great or says it's wonderful. Make sure you read the label and you know what you're using.
So here we go. I don't know how much is in the bleach, but it says on Amazon, $25 to make 7.5 gallons of liquid bleach that's not used for sanitizing. So we'll just say 7 gallons times $6. That's $42 instead of $25. But now that would be good for storage, though. It would be good for long-term storage. But that's not cheap. So it's not cheaper, huh?
My thing is I use the bleach usually for sanitizing everything. So it wouldn't be, an emergency situation if you're trying to, because you can use a couple of drops of bleach in like a gallon of water or whatever, and it will you can drink that water then, where that doesn't sound like that would work for that.
Yeah. All right, guys, leave your comments and questions, and Mike will send them over to me now. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks. Volume 1 is the first edition, or is the red one is the volume 1. The blue one is volume 2. And then we have the gluten-free, dairy-free edition here. Easy recipes, get you in and out of the kitchen quick with ingredients you either already have on hand or are cheap. But we have everything in there: cleaning supplies and bath and beauty and kids recipes, how to make all your taco seasoning, your meatloaf, your pancakes, your French toast. All of those things are in there. We got
flavored coffees in there too, don't we?
Flavored coffees,
things like that.
How to make scrambled eggs. Yes, that was our #1 video during that thing going around.
What was that?
So,
flavored coffees?
Scrambled eggs.
Oh, scrambled eggs was. Yeah, we have basic, how to make mashed potatoes, how to make gravy, that type of thing. We have basic cooking, in there too.
Yep. Okay. Bounty in the Badlands. Evening. Received severe thunderstorm warning about 10 minutes ago. Looks like a nasty one. If we lose power, I'll rewatch on the replay. Be careful. I hope something doesn't come flying through your window. I'm always waiting for something to come flying through my sliding glass window when we have storms like that. Tammy loves some yard sales. Yes. Rebecca loves your shirt. And so does Wanda. Just Vicky says, rummage sales. I'm going to one tomorrow. They have it 4 times a year. Oops, I guess I shouldn't have done that. But and it is the best. Hey, Tara and Jill. Hello from Ohio. Hello.
Oh, hi, guys. I am glad to be back on. So,
Robin, my local Buy Nothing group, one lady offered extra wound care supplies. Came in handy. My sister had skin cancer, removed from her ear for free. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing Grace Ranch. I would buy unopened bandages at garage sales. Sakes, if they're older, I found they don't stick as well. That can be true. That could be true. But I figure for a quarter, it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
For all of this stuff, for the amount that I have spent on it, I have still saved probably 90% over buying new. So even if I have a dud now and then, that's the big excuse that everybody gives us is,
what if it doesn't work, or what if I can't use it? Or
yeah, oh, well, the bleach was ruined. Okay, well, the bleach was a quarter. Well, you're out a quarter. How many times are you just wasting things anyway? So Just Vicky loves the rug cleaning videos. They're mesmerizing. Yes.
Those are good. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Mike's missed out on his calling. Kim, I would, but our area does not have many garage sales, and the ones we have are not that great at all. Yeah, that's the way it was in Colorado and Idaho for us. Texas had great ones. Northern Kansas had great ones when the college students were reselling all their parents' stuff that they had bought for the year for pennies. So that was great. But Kansas didn't really have great garage sales either. Not that much. Occasionally, but not like they have them here.
Yeah.
Bounty in the Badland, my dog wouldn't stand for a bath without a major fight, whether I got shampoo for free or spent $1,000. Tammy says she'd buy it all at the yard sale. Yep. Loretta is glad to see we're not glowing. Not sure about that. Maybe we should turn off the lights, Mike, and turn on the ultraviolet. Michelle, oh, very good, Michelle. Wrist, ankle braces, slings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those boots.
That's a
for
good
your
idea.
Ankles and your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Morrow, my question is, what if someone puts some other thing in the shampoo like Nair? You won't know until it's too late, but bandages, yes. Okay, seriously, no one has never done that. I think that's just being, well, you could smell it. You would be able to smell it.
And another thing,
if you poured the Nair, they did that and you poured it in your hand, you could smell it.
I know
when you open the bottle.
I know people are kind of wacko nowadays, but if you go to a typical middle class garage sale and the mom's sitting out there with the kids and all that, the chances of you getting shampoo with Nair in it is probably very, very small.
Plus, people don't want to be known. They wouldn't want to do it if you know what your house is at.
Yeah, and see, if that happened to you, you know where you got it from, and they would get in big trouble. So, what do I even want to know? I can't read your comments.
I'm just closed. No, I'm just keeping my mouth shut. I'm like, what has this world come to? When we are seriously, what has this world come to when we're worried about somebody putting Nair in a shampoo bottle?
Lose all your hair washing.
Well, you wouldn't have to worry about your hair for a while to grow. That might be a good thing. You wouldn't have to pay for. See, look how much you'd save. You wouldn't have to go to a hairdresser to get your hair cut, nothing like that for a while. So that would be a really good savings, if you think about it.
Dancing. Okay, I'm getting away from that comment. Dancing Girl says extra first aid kit for the car. Yep.
Yeah. Michelle,
medical devices such as wheelchairs, crutches. Okay, I have to just tell you what happened. So as we're talking about all this medical stuff and stupid things people are doing, I don't know if it's true or not. This could be misinformation.
Oh, no, you're not going to say it. Oh, no.
But Kimberly said that the person who's in charge of the United States at the moment just got that thing going around with his 27. I said, would that not take the cake if he died 2 months before the election? Oh, my word. Anyway, we're not wishing he would.
No, we're just laughing at the
sheer stupidity of everything going
that's happening.
Okay.
And you talk about me saying things to make comments.
Oh, my goodness.
What now?
Wow. Wanda, I wouldn't be able to bug out if I had to. I have no car. Yeah. Well, that's where you need to have like a little wagon or a little one of those cart thingies, because you may think, oh, I'm not going to bug out if I want to. Let me tell you, right now in Wyoming, we are having major prairie fires, like It's no joke. And let me see if I can find the picture here for you real quick. And well, yeah, and forest too.
Forest and prairie.
And oh yeah, here's one right here.
It's interesting though, it's on the Montana side. They're 100 and Wyoming is.
Yeah, it's on the Mike said it's on the Montana side. But look at this. This is what's going on right now in Wyoming. Let's see, since Saturday?
Oh yeah, at least
Friday,
I think.
Friday or Saturday. This is what's going on around here. And it's absolutely crazy. Here's another one. Let me see if I can, let's see, I don't know how to. Let me show the next one here. Go ahead.
Well, I know we're not talking about prepping, but seeing that fire and knowing about the storms that are happening in a lot of areas and things, be sure to have a list written down. It doesn't have to be a long list of about 10 items of what's the most important for you to grab as you're running out of the house. Just make a list, your important papers, your medicine, put a list down, because when that happens that you have to leave and just like you got 5 or 10 minutes to leave, you're not going to be able to think straight. Trust me on this. I've been in enough emergency situations. You can't think straight. You think you can, but you won't. So you'll have your list there. You can just look at it. You can yell for one person to go grab this, another person to go grab that, or you can just go down your list, and keep as much of that stuff by your door that you're going to leave out of, or in your car, next to your car, or in your car, or, by the door, or know where it's at, in other words, that you can grab it easy.
Nick says, hello from Berlin, Germany. My neighbor is saving food from organic supermarkets here in Berlin, and we get stuff free from her once a week, which is saving us. I picked up 16 liters of milk today. Holy cow.
Wow.
So that's like 16 liters. That would be probably just under around 10 gallons. Oh, my goodness.
That's good.
Montana girl. They sell strippers at garage sales. They sell paint stripper at garage sale. Let me clarify myself there. This show is really going all over the place.
It is certainly going all over the place.
Never knew garage sales could cause this to happen. Kimberly, I bought the bleach tablets so I can make my own bleach if needed, much cheaper. I bought the tablets on Amazon, like 8 or 10 pack, and you just drop it in a gallon of water to make the bleach. So I wonder why they say not for use for sanitation. I wonder why they say that.
Yeah, we need to research
Monica,
that.
I think they want you to pack an emergency bag because of the Houston hurricane. Beryl has made a lot of people think about preparedness. Yeah, well, I saw a Houston news report about all these people having to go and get food and water. Seriously, you live in Houston.
In Texas, yeah.
If your house is still there and you're driving to get food for your house, why do you not have food in your house?
Prepped anyway, yeah.
Because it obviously wasn't bad enough that they had to be evacuated.
Yeah. See, this is why Tara and I try not to we get a little frustrated over it, because if you live in certain areas where you're going to have hurricanes, we live in Wyoming, we know there's a chance we could get snowed in, during the winter. That just makes common sense to keep extra stuff in your home, And so it's hard to have a lot of sympathy for some people because common sense tells you just to do that, or you would think.
South Loop River Homestead. Bleach does lose its oomph. Must watch the date. Yeah, you do. Yeah. But I mean, it'll still go a little bit past the expiration date. You just can't go years like some things. Joanne says Dollar Tree bleach is $1.25. So let's see how much. Does anybody have any Dollar Tree bleach? Let us go look and see if it says the amount of bleach in the Dollar Tree, because I wonder if it's only like 3% or something. But even at that, if it's $1 instead of $6, just use it double strength. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Also, what size bottle?
Bleach. Okay, so it's a gallon. 64 ounces, so that's a gallon. And let's see what it says here. It does not say. It doesn't say on here. Oh, wow. Does anybody have a gallon of Dollar Tree bleach? Tell me how much % bleach is in there. I'm curious now.
And does it work well? Now, see, I've
It
noticed
doesn't say.
some of them don't bleach the clothes white, like other ones do. Although
I
this
don't know.
would be for emergency, so it wouldn't matter on
Oh,
the
no, a
clothes.
gallon is 128 ounces. You're right. Yeah, so still $2. So actually, it's still cheaper though. So let's say it's a half a gallon. So that's $2. And it's half the dilution. So that would be 4 gallons. It would still be cheaper to buy the Dollar Tree bleach and use double of it or triple of it than double of it, however much you need. And I bet it doesn't work well. I'll bet you anything. The label says 3 or 4% bleach. I'll bet you anything. That's what it says.
You need to watch that with peroxide too and alcohol, because I noticed they're getting more of those out with less strength in them.
Strength of Dollar Tree bleach. Let's just check this out now. Tara's inquiring mind wants to know. Here it is. 5% or 3%. So it's not as strong.
It's not as strong.
So that's why it doesn't work as well. So you might have to use double the amount. Okay. Did not mean to get on there. Did I say $6.15? Yes, I did, Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went about a month ago and I didn't know what to do because it was so expensive.
Well, you went ahead and bought it anyway because you need bleach. You can't live without bleach right now. Oh, look at this.
Online, it's cheaper.
I paid, it was said $6.15 on the tag at Walmart.
I've had this happen before. I've checked it. So it'd be cheaper to buy it online.
So maybe mine was mislabeled, or are they raising the price?
Well, the last I looked, it was almost $5.
Okay. Interesting.
So,
all right. Patricia, bleach is so expensive. Yep. South Waverly Homestead, Dollar General has one row that is dollar row. Their bleach is there. Dancing Girl, lots of moving sales are super cheap because they don't want to move one more thing. Exactly. That's why moving sales. I'll go to a moving sale before I'll go to a garage sale, and then I'll go to the estate sale last.
Yeah.
So especially if it's run by an estate sale company, which, by the way, they're having one at Born in a Barn this weekend.
Oh,
huge one. You can send me the next one, Mike.
Can I tell them what I got at the garage sale for my fabric?
Yeah.
Okay. You quilters out there and people that sew. I went to a garage sale this past weekend. I paid $4 for a stack of fabric. I got home and I found out I had 22 yards of fabric, and it was nice fabric that I got for $4. So I figured it about $8. You can get it cheaper a little bit at Joann Fabrics, but see where I'm at now, I don't have a Joann Fabrics or a coupon to use or anything. The fabric's really high, and $8 is really a little bit lower price for that. And this stuff was probably, some of it was even more than $8 a yard. So I took $8 a yard and I figured out I went and got for $4 $170 worth of fabric. I was so excited. Wasn't I excited? And I got a plastic container. What do you call them? Storage. Yeah, organizing storage container that was about this big. And I asked her, I said, would you take 50 cents for this? She said, sure. So I gave her 50 cents and I got it home, and inside of it, they had rotary cutters, they had rotary cutter blades, they had all these different notions, sewing notions and stuff. I added them up. There was $85 worth of sewing notions inside my 50-cent box. So I was really excited that I hit the jackpot on that. That's why these garage sale stuff, and people say, well, I don't want to use other people's fabric, I'm taking it home. I took it home and I'm washing it, it's no biggie.
Water Bucket says, great idea on the paint stain can. She has deck board she needs to replace. Yes,
There's a lot of paint
yeah.
stain. I see that
Stains
all the time.
all
The
the time.
stains are really big at garage sales.
Grandma's so happy said they just threw bleach in when they had a pool a few times. Julie says our Walmart finally cleared out all our annual and perennial plants for $1. Oh my goodness. I went today and they were marking them down and they only did them half price. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. First of all, they were throwing half of them in the trash, which was absolutely disgusting. But the rest of them, they were only marking down half price. I'm like, it is the 3rd week of July in Wyoming. 10 weeks we've got left. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 weeks left. Maybe 12 if we're lucky. Nobody's going to buy it. Barbara says lotions with oils can go rancid too. Yes, I do. I do make sure. When I open the lotions, I make sure that they're...
You can smell them and stuff like that and tell.
Kimberly says at Home Depot and Menards, the plants are 75% off. Oh, man. Stacy, all you really need is a spray of rubbing alcohol. Yeah, I mean, you can spray it. Yep. Sharon, totally agree about soap secondhand. Yep. Becca, where are you getting stuff that's been used like soap, shampoo, and baggies? Just garage sales. Estate sales, moving sales. Deer Path Treasures. I always look for this kind of stuff at estate sales. Most of the time, they just give it away on the last day. Yep. Valentina, I'm so happy I caught y'all live. Was thinking of you today when I was at my local food line and they had 99 cents a pound on family-sized chicken. Whoa! And then I got whole chicks for $2.83 and packs of drumsticks for $1.41 each. Excuse me. Wow.
That's good. Good deal.
They were on manager special because they were close to the sell-by date. Sharon says best buy at garage sales was gift boxes of soaps and lotions. Oh, yeah. That's another really good one. Let's see. Michelle made tomato bacon sandwich tonight with cooked bacon. Did not want to cook. Yep.
I haven't had that for a while.
Eva loves your shirt too.
Well, thank you.
Terry, I use cheapy soap or soap shampoo that I don't like to clean the toilet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I got this shirt for free at a sale, or a thrift store.
Marilyn, when my mom died, I inherited her roll of plastic wrap. It lasted 5 years. The never-ending roll, I know. And then the top breaks off, and you're frustrated, and you're like, why am I keeping this stupid roll of plastic wrap that I can't hardly use, but there's still half of it there, so I have to use it. That's where frugal turns into cheap. When you're fighting things like that, and then you have to use it all up, but the box is broken, it's not easy to use, all that, then I've gotten to the point where I'm like, nope, life's too short to be messing with that stuff, so I don't fiddle with it. Just Vicky. Tara, Walmart says Evolve concentrated bleach tablets. Yeah, I know. That's what I can't figure out, but it says not for sanitizing. Loretta, bleach tablets are pretty much the same, and a tablet is fine. It does disinfect. Be careful though using those things if you like Mr. Clean Gain Scent. It's ammonia based. Yeah, you can't ever mix cleaners with bleach. Letty, I love the 5-minute rule to cook clean. Works wonders. Hi from Idaho. I am so glad. Bounty in the Badlands says we are now under a tornado warning. Oh my goodness. You're going to have fun tonight.
Oh no. Be careful.
Yeah, we have 2 really, really huge trees in our front yard that are on drip irrigation. So it means they have no root system. And I'm just waiting for those trees to fall on our house one of these days. Maybe we should move Jack's bed. Dancing Girl made the Navajo fry bread today. That is in volume 1, 40% off right now, guys, for anniversary sale. So she made that and the homemade apple butter. Both of those are in this book. And they are both very delicious. 40% off right now. Volume 1 is the red and volume 2 is all different recipes. But still easy recipes. Get you in and out of the kitchen quick. We just couldn't fit them all in one book. Jim, almost time for Christmas in July. Yep.
we're not talking, we're just talking about the other stuff, but I was going to say, that's a good reason to hit garage sales now too, is to you can find a lot of Christmas gifts at garage sales that are really nice. And you know what people don't think about? You find unique and different things. It's just not the typical everything they're showing at Christmas time, the usual stuff. You get different things at garage sales. And I think that part of it is the fun stuff.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. Belinda, good morning in Australia.
Yes.
Wow. Patricia, our town is having a town-wide tag sale this Saturday.
Ooh.
Very good. 48 sales. Yeah, we've noticed at least 15 minutes before start hitting them.
Mm-hmm.
About 15 minutes before, at least here. Rhonda, Julie, your coleslaw recipe is a favorite at our house. Thank you. That is in volume 1. That's
I love that coleslaw.
Mom/grandma's recipe. I don't know, grandma's recipe, I guess. Kimberly, I looked up the comments. Bleach tablets I bought, and they stated that it's good for travel and that they're just waiting for the government approval to put on the label that you can use it for disinfecting. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, it's bleach.
Because why would you want?
It doesn't even make sense.
What you use it for.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Heather, anything good you've seen for Amazon Prime sales? I haven't even looked really. I should have, I guess, but I didn't. I bought a couple of things, but it was just because I needed them, and they just happened to be on sale for Prime. Sharon, I know. One of them was collagen powder. I've started taking collagen powder. Somebody recommended that to see if that'll help my nail. And so I'm trying that to see. Sharon, if someone puts Nair in the bottle, you'd save a fortune on shampoo.
Yeah. That's true. That's funny.
Barbara, you could also test a bit of the lotion or shampoo on your forearm to see if it burns. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nettie.
Now,
I just never heard of anything like that.
And the thing is, you hear what they're saying. You've got the two different mindsets. Somebody's here thinking, what if they put Nair in the shampoo? And here's all the frugal people over here thinking, well, there's a way around this. There's a way to figure this out and try to think and figure this out. And that's what I think the difference is between people who are successful in saving money and getting out of debt compared to other people that are just living by fear, and uncertainty all the time. We've gotten to a point where we all just live by fear over everything, and we're almost non-functioning. We can't hardly function. And so you're not going to succeed unless you can get over that fear and just use some common sense.
Yep. Finding a way when life gives you Nair, you save money on hair. True, Jill. Nettie says supper is our baking mix biscuits. Yes, I got that recipe in high school. And the barbecue sauce, that was grandma's. And sale price pork chops, very good. Barbecued pork chops would be delicious.
You guys are killing me.
We're actually having pork chops tonight for dinner too. Took them out of the oven before the show. And it's true, it was on the news. She tested positive on Monday. Not fun. Oh, brother. I wonder if that's what we all had a week or two ago. That thing going around again. Sharon, thinking of having prairie and forest fires. We in Australia have intense bushfires during the summers. Yeah. Oh, it's been bad. Like, we're gagging on smoke bad. We've had to run the air conditioner 24/7. My poor boys are just about to not be able to handle it. One has been really, really sick, and nothing is helping. None of the allergy medicine, none of the nose sprays, nothing. And so we need some rain without lightning. They've been started by lightning is what's been happening. So
my mom said, well, you don't have trees. How can you have fires, happening around you? But people don't realize prairie fires can be almost more dangerous than forest fires in the sense that dry grass, tall grass, the fires just whip through it like it would kindling, where a log, burns a little bit longer.
Well, and now they're having a big problem. All the deer and antelope are having to leave the prairie while they're running onto the highway.
Oh.
And they said they've had a massive amount. One lady said between Casper and Sheridan, which is a 2-hour drive, 130 miles or something, 120 miles, 30 miles. there was 20 deer on the road dead.
Wow. That's why I've been
That's a
noticing them
lot.
around town. Jack and I, we were leaving Tara's house right here in their driveway. And there was a mama deer with 2 twins. And across on the other side of the driveway was another mama deer with 2 twins. So that's why there's been so many, because we saw a bunch going to my house.
All right. Yeah, Mike put the link in there, guys. Our cookbooks are 40% off right now for our 25th anniversary sale. So grab them 40% off. Normally only do that for Christmas and Mother's Day, but since it's 25 years, we decided to do it this month too. Heather, what is cheap, easy dinners you recommend? Macaroni and cheese in a box and an apple. There you go. Now, it doesn't have to be that cheap and easy, but seriously, your kids are not going to die if you feed them macaroni and cheese
And a piece of fruit.
and a piece of fruit or some baby carrots or something like that. But, you know, you could do anything like
It
chicken
doesn't
noodle
have to
soup
be
or-
elaborate. It really
No.
doesn't. I think we have to do a 5-course meal every night for our family. And your family could really probably care less. They'd rather have you rested and relaxed than worrying over fixing them a huge, gigantic, fancy meal.
And think about it. If you have cereal with milk and a piece of fruit, there's a complete
You've
meal.
got all the nutrition you need for
So,
that meal.
I mean, it's fine. There's protein in the milk, there's carbs in the cereal, and then you've got your vitamins and minerals in your fruit. But, you know, you don't have to make it hard. So, like, one dish meals, I think I told you, go look at my channel, Super Easy Recipes. And I show videos of me doing them. But livingonadime.com, we have tons and tons of recipes. So, like the other day, I made honey garlic chicken. I made honey baked chicken, maple glazed chicken. Those are all easy. Tonight, I just made pork chops with some baby carrots and some corn chips, which is a really weird combination, but I didn't feel like making any rice or anything. And so don't think too hard about it.
But even like with the chicken, you could just put a chicken in the oven and roast it with salt and pepper, you know.
Link sausage with some cut up potatoes and carrots and onions. Put it in the oven, let it roast.
And it's summer, so if you've got the ingredients, make a tossed salad.
Sandwiches.
And add make it like a chef salad, you know, with a couple of hard-boiled eggs added to that. And
yeah.
so.
Diana, parts of Missouri are having horrible flooding. Yep. Millie, I just went to Walmart and got shirts. Mike, can you send me the next one? I did too. We went through Jack's closet yesterday, and they had he had 2 of his favorite shirts, and he didn't want to get rid of them. But I'm like, Jack, they're all stained. I know, but they're my favorite shirts. So I found his favorite shirts today for $3, so we got those replaced. So now is a good time to get all your summer clothes for next year. And she said the original price was $133 and she paid $41. Very good.
Good job.
Finding a way. I like the idea of a list posted somewhere in case of an emergency. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Felicia, she enjoys watching us. She loves the 10 ways to fold clothes video. Very good.
Oh,
She said it was
thanks.
helpful. Karen, common sense doesn't grow in everyone's garden. Oh my goodness. Don't get me started on that one. Actually, you guys are gonna have to watch some upcoming videos, because there was one with bacon grease where I saw this tip on, it was a TikTok type tip, but I saw it on shorts. But the guy was like, put water in your bacon grease after it's cooled, after it's cooled, but before it's hardened. Put it in, put the lid on, turn it upside down and put it in your refrigerator and let it set. Let it sit. Let it set up. Let it sit in your refrigerator and set up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I was like, okay. But then I thought of a problem with that. And I was right. Do you know what the problem was?
Did it splatter?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. You'll have to watch the video.
Oh. I wouldn't be able to do that, because water in grease, when you put water in bacon grease, it splatters really bad.
I know. Well, that's not what I was thinking of, but yeah.
So that's why I would never
Yeah.
do that. But
That video is going to be probably Friday. Monica, I was referring to the retirement community that had no power for 2 weeks. Stores were closed for weeks, no power, no electricity. Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Monica, there are different prices for in-store and online. If you ask them to match, they will. Now I'm wondering if I'm going to go look because online's usually, I would think online would be cheaper, but I don't know.
No, I've found it to be.
Crazy Cat Lady. A lot of times Walmart has cheaper price if you buy it online. Oh, interesting. Even if you do pickup. Kimberly ran to laundry room to find my bottle. She said, okay, thank you, Kimberly. Has answered the Dollar Tree bleach question for us. We could count on Kimberly. 5% bleach. So you would still, but think about that. That pool bleach was 10% bleach. And it was $20 or $22 a gallon. So this would be way cheaper to put in your pool at 5% even, if you have to buy double. Okay, the next one is Food Lion in my area has their gallon bleach for $4.29. Sandy says Top Job brand is good. Everybody loved your deal on your fabric.
Great. Oh, quilters.
You hit pay dirt. Great job. Kimberly says my mom taught quilting for years. I know how much that good fabric costs. Yep. You got a steal of a lifetime. Yep. Tammy, they could be having you do the grocery bag due to the fires. Yeah, except Grandma lives in Colorado and we live in Wyoming. So what was my good deal I got the other day? Oh, shoot. What was it? I got a really good deal on something at the thrift store. Or was it the garage sale? Oh, great. I'm going to have to go back through my video footage and see. Debbie, here in Canada, at my grocery store, they have flowers and tomato plants, only 25 cents each. Yeah, that's because you've got 5 weeks of summer left. Oh, my goodness. Now, if you had a greenhouse, though, that would be a really good deal.
Was that in Canada? Yeah. Oh, I saw some pictures of Canada with the leaves turning. I thought, didn't I tell you yesterday? I've never seen anything more beautiful. It was unbelievable. I love Canada's leaves.
Nancy Girl, God hears our inner wishes and things. Shop at yard sales. Some days I think of something. Yep, that same thing happened to me too. Terry, tossing plants or bulbs in the trash to me is like putting puppies and kittens in the trash. I agree, Terry. I agree.
You should have seen. She worked at Botanic Gardens one year in Wichita. And she came home. How many did you have of those bulbs?
What?
They had, I guess they dig them up every other year or something like. All these bulbs at the Botanical Gardens in Wichita, they dug them up and replaced them. And Tara, I think, came home with most of them. She had tons of flower bulbs. If you can, it was just unreal. It was unreal.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay. What is Donna? Says our cookbooks save money. She loves to shop at garage sales, and using our cookbook saves her money.
Thank you.
And if you guys are wondering, the green one is our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. They are all on sale right now, 40% off. Easy recipes, get you in and out of the kitchen quick. And you can see every single page in our cookbook on the sales page. There's a video right there. You can flip through every single page. Gina says her Walmart plants are 75% off.
They're just rubbing it in for you, aren't they?
Well, the ladies were there, and I really needed to get the bleach to clean up our poop mess in the basement. Otherwise, I would have waited for the manager to come back, but I waited a little bit. But I almost told her, if I take all of these, can I have them for $1 each? But I couldn't wait very much longer. We had poop in the basement. Sarah, call me cheap. I'm going till the cardboard tube for the plant cups, cheap and proud. There you go. Terry, I got an almost brand new coffee bean grinder from my Buy Nothing group for free.
Oh,
wow.
Good.
Sorry, guys. It's the smoke. Yeah. Froze family, this year God's been bringing all kinds of quilt cloth for free. My husband and I just delivered 16 quilts to friends this morning. My son just returned from the U.S. with a suitcase full of fabric. Wow. Well, there you go.
And, that's what I was going to say. I didn't mention it when I was talking about the quilt. When we moved up here, I thought, what am I going to do for fabric? Because they really don't have, they got a little tiny bit at Walmart. And then we've got a quilt store here, but it's very, very expensive. And then we've got our Ace Hardware, I know that's kind of weird, but our Ace Hardware sells fabric, and it's really expensive too. And I thought, what am I going to do? Because I have no Joann's. And here I keep finding stuff like this. It's like he's providing, well, remember when we first were looking here in January, we came with Ellie up here to check it out in Sheridan. And Tara and I were talking that trip. I remember so well. We were saying, I wonder what they got for garage sales and thrift shops.
Yeah, because we didn't know. Part of the problem is if you don't have those good things and you're moving, then it's cheaper for you to move the stuff than to maybe rebuy all of it. But if you can find it here, then it's cheaper just to sell it and rebuy.
Yeah,
so
that's why we were debating this question so much. We wonder if they have. And we thought, well, Tara said, it's a small town. They probably don't have much, for garage sales or thrift stores. And then I went back to Wichita. My garage, my thrift store had closed down, my favorite one that I went to. So I hadn't even had a thrift store for a year. And so I thought, what am I going to do? But it was like God was closing one door and closing that thrift store for me. And we moved up here and we just knew there was going to be nothing. And it's like he's provided all these, exactly what we needed, what we love. It's all these wonderful garage sales and good prices at them on top of that. So
Patricia made the shepherd's pie in volume 1 last week, and it was delicious, she said. That is great.
That is good.
And Joanne, is it okay to wash towels with bleach and laundry soap? Yes, you can mix them together.
Time.
Yes, that's fine.
I do it.
Laundry soap is made to be used with bleach.
Yeah.
Jay No More, cheaper to start seeds is to keep old seed starting containers from nurseries. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Fro's family, the friends we gave the quilts to just gave my daughter a pile of scraps from a Japanese quilter. Wow.
Oh.
Patricia, you can say me the next one, Mike. Patricia, Jay No More, collagen made me feel nauseous after a while. Yes, actually, all the collagens that I've ever tried have made me really sick. And this is the first one that I've done that didn't make me sick to my stomach. I was totally shocked. So I'll see. It'll be interesting to see if it fixes my nail or not.
Will it make me look 25? If it will, maybe I should try some. You think?
And to our next question.
She's ignoring
Bounty in the
me.
Badlands. I love making patchwork quilts out of denim. All the ranchers know and drop off all their old jeans with me. That's funny. There you go. Free fabric. Yep. Sometimes she only gets 2 squares out of them, but hey, it's free fabric. Yeah.
I know. I save every little scrap, every little thing, because you'd just be surprised.
Many Badlands. Julie, I got a family heirloom, a big, heavy, old quilt. It's heavy and definitely old. Even has the tied thread knots and the rick rack around each piece of material.
Oh,
wow.
I know. Those are treasures when you get something like that.
Julie says, not a better meal than homegrown corn, tomatoes, cucumbers, fried taters, fresh fruit for desserts. Doesn't get much better.
Perfect. Yep. That's really good. Yeah. Me
too. Sending prayers for you guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.
They keep hoping. The helicopters keep flying over. It's kind of creepy, actually. Like, how do people in war zones, they don't keep their sanity. That's the problem. But they are trying to fight the fires. But because we live in Wyoming, we have wind every day pretty much. So they're just not stopping.
Those prairie fires are kind of scary because Tara, remember when you had yours in Andover, I was watching on TV, the news, and because they were saying it's heading towards Andover, which is where Tara and Mike lived. And I thought, well, maybe I better watch this. And it was quite a ways down from where Tara was.
Yeah,
and
it was a half a mile from our house.
And I called her and I said, there's a fire heading towards you guys. You better get ready, because sure enough, it wasn't even 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And that thing was almost at her house. So those things move really fast. That's why I talk about all the time having that list ready, or having things ready. Even when, something like that, we probably should have our special stuff sitting by the door or close to it, because we know the helicopters are going over, just to be prepared. I heard a story one time, I forget where it was, if it was Colorado, where one dad, he was just driving home from work and he thought, well, he better get home. There was fires all around, and just get home to his kids. And by the time he got home, they said that he had 10 minutes or less. But he got the kids. He went in there and he thought, I better get these kids out of here. And they left ran right out to the car. And by the time he got them out there instantly, the fire was already on them. So don't mess around with this stuff. I don't want to say, I feel like I'm trying to scare everybody tonight, and I don't mean to. It's just that, you just have to kind of be prepared a little bit for these things.
All right. Next thing is Karen, dinner is hamburger and store-bought potato salad. Yeah. Like last night, we had sausages and tater tots. The link sausage and tater tots. Barbara, canned chicken to the macaroni and cheese. Yeah. Also a little bit of ground hamburger already frozen up. Cooked up. You can have that in there. My frozen packets. That's what I use a lot.
We've got the macaroni and cheese.
The
hamburger
casserole.
Hamburger casserole is what it's called in there. And that's so simple. If you've got the frozen hamburger, you just cook up the macaroni, toss it all together, and you've really got a full meal because you've got the tomato sauce in there for your vegetable and everything.
Last night, I didn't feel like cooking, and we had leftover rice, leftover chicken, leftover enchilada sauce, leftover peppers and onions, and leftover olives. So I just threw it all in threw it all in a pan and topped it with cheese, and that was dinner, enchilada casserole. How many people would be without power, no electronics? The horror, she says, Terry. Nettie says, saving my bacon grease has really helped cut back on my butter usage. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, any recommendations for the best soaps and shampoos for hard water? No. But you know what you could do? You could you could keep a pitcher in your shower and just add a little bit of baking soda in there, and that will soften the water so that your shampoo will work better. Kimberly bought a shower head that has a filtration system. It was cheap. It's just the head in the clear tube, and it works great. Very good.
That's good to know.
Julie, I met a gal online, I don't know. Online, I guess, or inline, waiting on a hamburger sale. I told her about you people. She took the heat. Aw, that was nice. Thanks.
Thank you.
Terry, about the Walmart here in Arizona, they may or may not matters on the manager if it is sold. The problem with our Walmart, and the Walmart employee told me this at the beginning of the year. He said, we are required to throw away everything this year because the company will not let us mark anything down. Well, I guess the company's kind of had a change of heart now that they have all these plants left sitting on the shelf, but they're still only 50%. So, but I was looking for perennials because I'm going to dig up. I have a huge rock section on my driveway, and I'm going to dig up all that rock, and I want to put a perennial garden in there. So that's why I was thinking about just getting perennials. I could plant this year. They won't bloom this year, but then next year, if we're still here, we could see it. Eva, I tuned in a little bit late, so I didn't think you suggested getting garage sales that no one thinks about. You can just scroll back to the beginning of the video, and it'll tell you. Lucy, there are so many grow zones in Canada that it would make your head spin. I know. Mm-hmm. Bounty in the Badlands. Oh, my goodness. Hubby did a load of laundry while I was away, mixed the load, added bleach. We now have blue and bleached orange underwear. Wow. I'm just not going to even go any further on that one. Especially after the show the other day.
I shouldn't laugh. I know how frustrating that is. Tara one time got crayons in the dryer, in a load of laundry in the dryer. She called me. She was so upset with melted crayons through all the laundry. Oh.
And I got it all out. Thank you very much.
But I remember when that stuff happened. It was a mess.
Can you say me the next one, Mike?
That's why I always did the laundry. I never had my kids I taught them how to do the laundry, but I always did it because it was almost more work trying to deal with that kind of stuff, than letting them do the laundry. So,
Sandy, what about cat litter? What about it? I'm not sure what the question is.
Oh, buy cat litter at the garage sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
that
buy
would be
cat
a really
litter.
good idea.
I mean, if it's not used.
Yeah. Of course it's not used.
I mean, if it's used, I wouldn't buy it.
No,
but
I don't think she was meaning used. Yeah, cat litter, anything like that, you can get.
But
I even saw cool cat what are those called? Those tower things where they can play on them, the play tower things. They have carpet all over them. I saw one for not very much the other day at a garage sale.
Kenneth says we could get a special price on him at a garage sale. Oh my goodness. I'm doing a video on this, but I got to tell you what happened to me at the thrift store yesterday. So you know how we said, yeah, I'm talking about you, Brad, if you're watching.
Kenneth made you think of that, huh?
So, he said don't buy gold and silver. Okay, well, I have a whole thing about my conversation with Brad about that. But Brad was trying to convince me to buy gold and silver. Okay, but while we were standing there, and then I said don't do multi-level marketing things. This lady says, I hear you're talking about gold and silver. Have you tried such and so site? I'm like, no, because I don't recommend buying gold and silver. And she was like, oh, well, you need to check out this site. Can I give you the website? I'm like, I don't buy gold and silver. Oh, you'll buy gold and silver if you do. I'm like, whatever, lady, just give me the website. It was a multi-level for buying gold and silver. I'm like, here we're talking about don't buy gold and silver and don't do multi-level marketing. And she hits them both right on. So, of course, I just threw it away when I got home. But I was like, oh, man alive. Nettie made the sourdough gluten-free bread for her daughter. She loved it. She had to make a second loaf when her daughter came to visit. She enjoyed it. Most of all, we enjoy the gluten-free book. Thank you.
Thanks.
It is 40% off right now. Yeah, if you're gluten-free and you need to start somewhere, start with our gluten-free cookbook. Believe me. You can make ranch. You can make taco seasoning. You do not have to worry about being gluten-free if you are using our cookbook. Finding a way. I have bought some Joann online for stuff if there's a specific need you have, but you sound like you're doing good without it.
Yeah, I looked at the Joann because they had some things on sale that I was needing, but I wasn't buying that much, and it was $75 for shipping.
No, not for shipping. You mean to get free shipping?
Yeah, to get free shipping.
Oh, yeah. You had to spend $75 to get
the free shipping, but it was going to cost like $35 for the shipping then. Mm-hmm. So I was only buying like $10 worth of stuff. So that wouldn't work out for me as well because I did see they had a lot of good stuff on sale.
Yeah. Tara, try the Beauty Milk Collagen on Amazon. I'll try that. She said it's from the Philippines, but it's so tasty. What is your favorite laundry detergent? So did you watch my laundry detergent comparison video? Go and watch that. But Tide one, Percel one, as far as cleaning the best. And then a couple of the cheap ones won also. So go and watch that. Mom uses Tide. I use Tide or Arm & Hammer, just depending on who I have at home. And because some of my kids are allergic to some of the detergents. Becca, I keep meaning to ask you, do you mean breakfast link sausage or bratwurst sausage? Link, like turkey link sausage is what we eat. That's what we normally eat, is the turkey link. And Donna made our homemade granola yesterday. It was so good. Thank you. And then Sandy, we have poop water in our basement. Yes. So Mike just happened to go downstairs. Thank goodness. And we are now getting an alarm for our basement so that if the almost $1,000 we spent today does not fix it and it happens again,
the alarm will go off.
The alarm will go off and we will know that we have poop water once again in our basement. So yes, we have a poop sucker. I mean, I don't know what you want to call it. What is the official term for all the plumbers out? Lift stations. We have a lift station. We call it our poop sucker.
Call it a sewage ejection pump.
Sewage ejection pump or lift station. We call it our poop sucker.
I need the lift station, I think.
We call it our poop sucker. And so the poop sucker motor broke and was not sucking the poop. So we had to completely replace the poop sucker. And what's frustrating is they were just here a month ago checking it out, and they said, oh, it was just fine.
But sure your primers are good?
So, well, it wasn't working.
Oh.
So, I mean, we knew it wasn't working. We didn't hear it going, shh, don't. So we knew it wasn't working. Did I do a good impression? See? Every time somebody runs the water, shh, don't. So, yeah, I mean, so we had to spend over $900 to get that fixed today. That's why you have an emergency fund, people. That is why you have an emergency fund. How do you get crayon out? So I just had black crayon go through my washer and dryer, and I would love to be able to save some of the clothes. So I can't remember. I think I used the WD-40 method. So I think I used WD-40, sprayed that on there.
Scrape most of it off.
Yeah, scrape off the big pieces. WD-40, if there's big pieces still stuck on there, take paper towel on both sides and iron the big pieces off. If you can't get it off without tearing the fabric, iron that off first. Then I think it was the WD-40 method. And then I washed the WD-40 out with Dawn dish detergent. And then I washed it. Now in the dryer, I used Goo Gone and it came out, is how I did. Let me make sure that I'm Googling how to remove crayon from clothes to make sure. I think it was WD-40, but I can't remember for sure. Now this says just to use liquid dish soap if you don't want to do the WD-40, but I tried that first with just a dish soap and it didn't work. But now they say OxyClean gets it out. So you might try that, or Clorox too, if you want to try that. But I did, I'm sure it was the WD-40 that I used. But what I would do is try all those other methods first. The problem with the WD-40 is if you don't get it all out and then it doesn't get all washed out, you could have a fire in your dryer if you're not good about keeping the lint clean and your dryer vent and all that clean. If it gets really hot, you don't want that stuff going through the dryer. So,
but if you wash it, I would think you'd get most of it out. It'd be like somebody putting oily overalls in.
Yeah,
so
I guess. So yeah, I guess.
You see what I mean?
But I don't know. So then I just used Goo Gone in the actual dryer, and that got it out. I don't know. Yeah, that's why I didn't use the WD-40 on the dryer, I guess is what it was. Well, it's been like 15 years since this happened, but I think that's what it was. Don't use the WD-40 in your dryer because then it's not been washed to clean it off. So that was what it was. Yeah. On the clothes, it would probably be fine, I guess. But Nettie says, emptying my dishwasher. Dishes are sparkling clean. She loves our recipe for soda and borax for dishwasher soap. Thank you. That is in volume 1.
Yeah, we do have those cleaning products like that. Even the dish washer soap.
Yay, Bounty the Badlands said the storm has blown over.
Oh,
very good.
Thank goodness it's over with.
And Rebecca started to press my new dress pattern and the iron quit after 15 years. How many still use irons these days? Mom does.
I do. I even keep my ironing board up because I use it almost every single day.
I don't. I iron once a year.
She never irons.
And my mother is just rolling over in her grave. My mother has laundry issues she needs counseling for.
I love doing laundry.
She has laundry issues.
I love it. I like it to be sparkly white. I love pressing it and ironing it. I was thinking of that today. Don't mean to interrupt you, but I remember I was the type of person that ironed everything. I didn't iron sheets and underwear, but I would iron all of Tara's little pajamas, cotton pajamas, and all our pajamas and that type of stuff. I ironed everything. But then when my second baby came along, I was so beyond exhausted that I had to cut back, and I stopped ironing the pajamas at that point. But I iron all my T-shirts, everything gets ironed.
So here's what we learned with Pumageddon 2024 at our house. If you don't want poo floating all over your house, they have water alarms. And actually, everyone who has a basement, it would behoove you to get one of these.
Yeah, I would.
And they put them behind, apparently you put them like behind the toilet and all that, because we have 2 bathrooms upstairs and a full finished basement. We have a completely finished basement. So if anything floods upstairs or a washer or something, it's going to cost us tens of thousands of dollars. And so we looked online. Now we have a security system, so we're getting one to go with our security system, but they have some online that you can buy just on Amazon, and they just sit there, and then when water touches it, it goes off. So that's something that actually I would look and see.
Yeah, I would get something like that, because I moved into my last house within a week. I just been in there 1 week, and I went and got up in the middle of the night and flushed my toilet, and oh my goodness, the toilet was overflowing all over every place. And so I was trying to figure out how to shut the water off, because it was an old house and it didn't have all this stuff and everything. And so at 2:00 in the morning, I go running down to the basement, and I had a pipe this big, and it was just spewing. The whole thing was spewing water out all over everything in my basement. And I had to call, I don't know if I called Mike. I called my son. He came over, and at 2:00 in the morning, and here we're dealing with this. And if I hadn't happened to hear it, it would have been a total disaster down there. It was a mess as it was. So yeah.
I just shared the link for you. You should show it.
Oh, Mike. Okay. Mike just shared. Did you share the link? It's not showing.
In the
Oh, here it
comments.
is. Yeah, but why can't I click on it? Oops, hold on. Email it to me, Mike. Let's see. Julie says, Tara, I rewatched your kitchen remodel videos and should have listened to your advice to not do it or to be prepared for how long it takes. We've been remodeling our house, including the kitchen, for the past 6 months. It's been extremely challenging, especially when you are used to a clean kitchen. Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah. I still have not recovered. I mean, I'm still finding dust. We still haven't gotten the carpets cleaned. It's been over a year. It's been a year now. I need to get the carpets cleaned. I still haven't done that. A lot of people say they still iron. Kenneth irons. You can marry Kenneth, Mother.
Yes,
there
Kenneth,
you go.
very good.
There's your soulmate right there.
If he irons,
Kenneth,
oh my goodness.
where do you live? let me know.
Kenneth is probably already married, so that's good.
Well, his wife could go any day now. You never know.
Oh, I loved iron. Michael said, ouch. Oh.
Wanda, my husband said his mom used to iron his underwear. Oh my goodness.
Now, I never did that. There was no reason to do that. But.
Wow.
Now, one thing we hear about that a lot of times. People used to iron everything, the sheets. And I did some research on. I researched the weirdest things, but anyway, I did some research on it and found out that what happened was, like in the 1800s, early 1900s and stuff, that's all they had was cotton, and it was made in such a way that it was really stiff and hard and really wrinkle. So if you laid on these sheets, it would actually scratch and irritate your skin, because it was so wrinkly and everything. Of course, they didn't have dryers they used, it would just, sometimes they just have to hang it in the house in the winter. And so it didn't get the wrinkles out. So that's why people ironed, years ago. What in the world did Michael just send you?
Okay, guys, here you go. So there, put one of those behind your guest bathroom toilet.
I don't know if we got anybody from England on here seeing those ladybugs. We call those ladybugs. Do you call them ladybirds in England? Does anybody know? I heard that.
What is
heard
wrong
that a
with
few
England?
times.
If you look at the little picture thing on the side, is that not have it? There's another one you can send you that doesn't. But on the picture on the side, you can see that they're like under somebody's toilet.
Oh, here. Let's see.
Oh.
Is it? Except I don't think I can zoom. Can you see that, guys? Oops.
Yeah, there he is on the floor, down there on the floor. But let me know if you're from England or have been over there and know, because I keep hearing them call them ladybirds. And I think they're talking about ladybugs is what they're talking about.
Okay, and our last set's question. Sandy, the cat litter in your basement for poop water in the basement. I still don't get. You mean to absorb it?
Absorb the smell. Yeah,
Oh,
put cat
yeah.
litter down there to absorb
Yeah.
it and absorb the smell and the liquid.
Yeah. Hello, Rob. Hello. Hello. Annie, some area Dollar Tree is now starting to price things at $1.50. Wow. Carla, got that one. Terry says my grandma would call bacon grease bacon juice. Yeah. And Wanda says, did you get the question about freezing pizzas? I sent it a while ago. It didn't go through. So yes, you can freeze pizzas if you want. You can either freeze the dough before you do anything. You can freeze the dough flattened if you want, or you can make the whole pizza up and freeze it like they do at the grocery store.
Jill, South London, they can't hear me, by the way.
Well, turn yourself on.
I don't know where it went.
Okay.
South London reseller said, yep, we call them ladybirds.
You do call them ladybirds. Yeah. Okay. I was wondering. I thought
weird.
that's what they were. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Let's see. Rebecca says, oh, wait. Some of these I already read. Sorry, guys. And living in Arizona, Terry says, change his crayon lover to colored pencil person. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Barbara called it a poo horn. I know. Oh, my goodness. Julie, Tara, we watched your. Oh, sorry. Got that one too. Okay. And let's see what final questions we have here. And he says, we save our pepper seeds, let them air dry. We have the seeds for next year's garden. Yep. That's what I did last year. And
you might tell them, because I didn't know this for years, but if you're like closer to the fall in a few weeks, depending on where you live, let your flowers stay on there, and they'll when the flowers fall off, then they have seeds under there, and you can save those for most of the flowers to use, for the next year, and let them dry out is what I'm trying to say through all of that.
All right. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, guys, volume 1 and volume 2, 40% off right now for our 25th anniversary sale and our gluten-free, dairy-free book. Easy recipes, get you in and out of the kitchen quick. Your family will love, and you will not be spending a lot of time cooking. You probably already have the ingredients on hand. So livingonadime.com is where you can get that at, and we will be back next Wednesday. We will see you guys.
Love you guys.
Next
Bye-bye.
time. Bye.